the lawyers who litigated Brown from the NAACP Legal Defense Fund were relentless in their insistence that every child is entitled to quality education. Unfortunately, there are always headwinds. There are always forces working against those efforts. Some of those forces are just the forces of apathy, or the forces who say we can't afford it. And then, of course, there's always the forces who are unprepared to deal with the issue of racism. But we regard this as, central to our work, the idea that every American child deserves this start. So today, as we continue to see segregation, as we continue to see the lack of resources that are afforded too many working poor and poor children in terms of what they need to succeed in school, we're on the front lines fighting for that. We spend a great deal of our work focused on school discipline policies and breaking the school to prison pipeline, the practices and procedures that punish children and that have made schools the place where children become introduced to the criminal justice system. So we've got a lot of work to do, and fortunately we're up for the task. One of the most shameful, I think, episodes that we've seen in the past few years has been the wave of voter suppression laws that have been passed, really contrary to the very democratic principles of this country, the idea that the right to vote is fundamental and preservative of all rights. And yet we've seen efforts all over the country to try and keep people from voting and to try to limit the number of people that vote, whether it's through strict and onerous photo ID laws, whether it's by cutting early voting, ending same-day registration, not counting provisional ballots, a whole plethora of laws which cynically attempt to undermine every citizen's right to participate in the political process, to influence our government. And we've been at the forefront of pushing back against those efforts. And we continue to be at the forefront, both as a matter of litigation, but also demanding that Congress fix the Voting Rights Act and deal with the Supreme Court's decision 2 years ago that really unleashed and permitted states to unleash this wave of voter suppression.